joining us on the phone from Sheffield Vegan, from Sheffield Vegan Festival. It's a festival for vegans. Is Louise Pinchin? Are you there, Louise?
Hiya, yeah.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. So the Sheffield Vegan Festival. This is a debut, is it?
Yeah, it's the first one in Sheffield on the 23rd of this month.
Fantastic. And so, what's the venue?
It's at the Cutlers Hall.
Oh, swish.
It's quite in the city centre, so it's a good venue.
Yeah, no, it's right posh there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very nice.
And so, how did what's your link with Sheffield or with vegan festivals? How did you come to organise it?
Well, we organise Newcastle Vegan Festival. We also have one in Edinburgh, which is being held in August. But we kind of, as we hold these, we get people coming up to us telling us, oh, can you hold one here, can you hold one there? And there wasn't one in Sheffield, and I think there's a demand for it, and so we kind of went from there, took people's comments on board, and then decided to hold one in Sheffield.
Yeah, no, I think there's absolutely demand. I've had quite a few conversations over the years. I'm vegetarian and heading in a vegan direction, and I've had lots of conversations about where are the vegan or vegetarian sort of restaurants or things like that.
Yeah.
So have you had lots of interest from sort of stalls and people coming to provide food and information and things?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we do Newcastle and Edinburgh, but Sheffield is looking to be one of the biggest ones. There's not just businesses from Sheffield, it's people who are all around the UK who are interested in attending, so it's bringing a crowd in as well, so that's a good thing, I suppose.
Fantastic. And so what sort of food is on offer for people that may be uneducated about veganism and think, oh God, no cheese, no meat, or what do you eat? What sort of stuff?
Well, there's basically anything that you can think of, just an alternative for it. Like you mentioned, there's cheese, there's meat, but the meat and dairy-free alternative. So, for example, there'll be people there selling burgers and hot dogs and cakes and cheese and things like that, but they'll all be vegan.
Fantastic. And are there kind of foods that aren't just alternatives, but are kind of unique? Not necessarily uniquely vegan, but like a great vegan dish on its own.
Yeah, there's lots of things that even me myself I learn about every day. Like there's like kind of jackfruit and things like that. People kind of use them as kind of replacements for chicken and things like that. And just saying it out loud, it doesn't sound maybe very attractive, but apparently they're really good, yeah, so there'll be lots of different things like that.
Fantastic. So, yeah, when you find the people with the culinary skills to turn the humble turnip into something exciting, that's definitely worth going along to. So there's also going to be talks and other events as well as food, is that right?
Yeah, we've got quite a few different speakers throughout the day. One of the kind of most popular ones, I think, is going to be Fiona Oakes, who is a marathon runner, and she's broke many world records. She's proven to be very popular. There's a few others, and we've also got the Vegan Festival UK Awards, which are being hosted by Sheffield Vegan Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of different vegan businesses around the UK have been competing in different categories for about 6 months now. And then the winners' ceremony will be held on the day as well.
Fantastic.
So they'll come up and collect awards and kind of just celebrate their businesses and things like that.
So that's quite a coup for Sheffield that out of all the vegan festivals you're setting up, we're the ones to celebrate the
Sheffield
the awards.
is hosting it, yeah.
Well, there's another feather for our cap. So what's your own sort of background? How did you come to this? Are you vegan as well?
Yeah, I was vegetarian for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
And then quite a few years ago, I was kind of sitting thinking the reasons why, like I got asked a lot, oh, why are you vegetarian or why have you become vegetarian? And the reason is because I didn't like the way how the food that I was eating kind of got to my plate. For example, I didn't like the fact of killing animals, like eating meat. And then I started to research kind of more into the dairy industry, and kind of realised how cruel the dairy industry was as well, and I became vegan from that.
And have you found that that's a kind of growing trend, that kind of not necessarily vegetarianism and veganism, but ethical eating, people thinking about how food is sourced?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people who are vegan or vegetarian are not necessarily doing it for animal reasons. It is because of ethical reasons or things like that. There was an article released in The Guardian not long ago showing that that the amount of vegans had risen by 350% in 10 years just in Britain alone.
Wow, that's
So,
quite a statistic, isn't it?
yeah, that's
350%.
quite a big statement, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And
And the same with the dairy industry as well. I'm not sure if you know yourself, but there's been lots of dairy farmers haven't been forced to close down, and it's because they're kind of blaming the dairy-free industry because there's so many dairy-free alternatives now that people are just deciding to choose that over the dairy-free over the dairy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so there are also kind of dietary benefits as well, sort of health benefits of a vegan or vegetarian diet.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's endless amounts of benefits. For example, it's proven to reduce cancer or even kind of prevent cancer at all. There was something I've read online the other day, and it was why women in China don't get breast cancer or something like that, and it was because none of them actually have dairy, and there was a kind of a direct link to that.
Yeah.
So there's many health benefits as well to it. Yeah, I don't think there's no reason why anyone kind of shouldn't be living a vegan lifestyle, is because there's so many alternatives now.
Yeah.
From like meat alternatives or dairy alternatives. Like a few years ago, there never used to be much, but now there's just so much.
Excellent. Yeah.
And I think that
yeah.
the vegan festivals are kind of a good way to show that as well.
And so
how much is actually out there.
And so are you hoping to extend these festivals kind of all over the country or beyond?
Yeah, well, like I say, we started 3 years ago. The first one was just in Newcastle. And then we had a one-day Edinburgh last year. And that was so popular that we're doing a 2-day Edinburgh this year. And we've already got Aberdeen planned for next year as well. So hopefully more and more will sprout up soon.
Yeah, tomorrow of the world. So can we go over the details again of Sheffield? Where is it? How much is it? What time does it start? Etc.
It's at Cutlass Hall on Saturday, the 23rd of July. You can get tickets on the door or online. It's £2 for adult and £1 for children. The tickets you can get online, it's at veganfestival.co.uk. And we do kind of stress that you don't have to be vegan or vegetarian to attend. It's open for everyone. It's a fun family day out for everyone to come along and
if you're curious about
have
food.
A wander around, yeah.
Yeah. Grand. Well, that's fantastic. So that's a week on Saturday. Cheap at twice the price, I'd say.